So, former Defence and Military Veterans Minister Mapisa-Nqakula appears to be off the hook. This after Parliament's Joint Standing Committee on Defence dropped an investigation into allegations of corruption against her, while the former minister had been accused of receiving a 5 million rand bribe from a defence contractor. We're joined now by Elleck Nchabeleng from the Joint Standing Committee on Defence to give more insight into that story. Elleck, thank you so much for your time this evening. Can you just give us some clarity as to why this investigation into the former Minister of Defence has been dropped? Maybe let's start with the confirmation. Has that investigation indeed been dropped?
A subcommittee was formed by the Joint Standing Committee to look into the matters of the allegations. And what we did, because our mandate was to get the affidavit from the whistleblower so that we can have a legal persona that we can talk to. And so we established this committee so that the team can concentrate on dealing with the whistleblower and their contact, who was General Holomisa. We tried, and we did not get what we thought we were going to get from the whistleblower. So, because our committee had a time frame, by the end of August, we decided that no, we'll shelve this matter. And then if there is any evidence that comes again, tangible evidence or an affidavit, then we'll be able to reopen the case. It's not closed completely. It is closed because we don't have evidence. So if we get that affidavit, then the case will definitely continue. We'll establish another committee to look into the matter.
Elleck, what do you mean by you did not get what you needed from the whistleblower? What does that mean? What were you requiring from the whistleblower, and what was not delivered by the whistleblower?
What we expected from the whistleblower was an affidavit. And because the whistleblower wanted to stay and to remain anonymous, we decided that the best people to deal with this would be the lawyers of Parliament. Lawyers have this lawyer-client confidentiality. We know they were not going to release that information. So, because of contact, that was not, active contact with the whistleblower. The lawyers ended up talking to the lawyer of the whistleblower. And what the lawyers said towards the end is that they feel that their client is betrayed because information was released, was leaked. There were 27 questions that were drawn by the lawyers as a guide on how they will want the affidavit, what should be in that affidavit. So, and in one of the notes, the lawyer says that they feel that that trust is betrayed. So, so that's why we dropped the matter. But if any information arises, we'll definitely bring the matter up.
Yeah. I mean, it just sounds absolutely bizarre. And I'm sure you can appreciate, given the severity of these allegations and the seriousness of these allegations, particularly given the position of now Speaker of Parliament, former Defence Minister, it certainly is an issue that needs to be put to bed, but hopefully with the truth actually attained. So what to do now about the whistleblower? Does this matter then completely? I mean, are we waiting for somebody else to come forward with new information? Does that mean that the information already accumulated now gets shelved for a second until somebody else can come to the party and say, look, guys, I've got new information regarding this issue of corruption?
Our doors are open for anyone who's got information that can be verifiable. If we get that information, definitely we'll reopen it. Like we said when I closed the meeting day before yesterday, that if any information arises between now and whatever time, this matter will be reopened. Anyone who's got information can bring it, and then we'll definitely look into that.
Okay, so, apart from the information, just trying to understand here, If an investigation is centered around the affidavit of a whistleblower, that whistleblower now is no longer able to produce this affidavit based on the questions and feels as though there's been a betrayal of trust. Are there no other avenues of investigation that can come about? It just seems very difficult to understand how this kind of investigation can be centered around just one whistleblower.
You see, the thing is that if somebody says that I gave so-and-so money, or that I was forced to part with my money, that person, if that person comes to us, will definitely take up the matter. The matter is closed in as far as our deadline, the deadline for the subcommittee. But if anyone brings any information, we'll definitely look into that information.
Has there been any form of deliberations between the Standing Committee as well as a former Defence Minister?
Yes, we did. When these allegations first hit our table, we engaged as a committee, and then asked the minister and the former Secretary of Defence, the late Dr. Gulube, may his soul rest in peace, that they should respond to the allegations. So they wrote their responses and they absorbed themselves. So what was left was for us to get information from the whistleblower, so that then we can do an inquiry, call them, and then ask questions like inquiries are done.
And you're also making reference to the so you're also speaking about the whistleblower's contact, in which case is UDM leader Bantu Holomisa. Has anything come forward from his side?
No, so far in terms of an affidavit, no, not that I know of. Because if there was something, he could have raised it in the meeting that we were in last week. And yeah.
Let me ask you this.
So the matter is closed for now.
Yeah.
If we get any fresh evidence or any affidavit that says yes, then we'll take it forward. The problem is that we, you know, as South Africans, we've gone through a lot of things where there's information that cannot be verified. And if you cannot verify information, then what else can we do?
Yeah, I hear you.
There was a case media just not long time ago, where one of our people was conned, and they ended up, talking about monies that were given by the philanthropic
are you referring to the trillions that got transferred? But onto this subject, I just want to understand though, as the Standing Committee on Defence, are you concerned though, Elleck? Are you concerned about these allegations that came forward? Because these allegations where defence, right, which is the defence is what keeps South Africa and South Africans safe. It is the point of contact where South Africans live as citizens freely in this country because they believe in a defence system. If you were to have a leader within defence whose image now has been muddied by these allegations, whether verifiable or not, are you concerned as the Standing Committee on Defence that this surely compromised the image of the Defence Ministry and how we perceive as South Africans the Defence Ministry in this country?
We are concerned about any allegation involving the committee that we play oversight on. Our duty as the committee is to play oversight on the executive, and this is exactly what we are doing. If there's any evidence that comes on our table, there's no way that this matter will be shelved. If evidence is on our table, then we'll do the investigation, there'll be an inquiry, and then based on that inquiry, we'll be able to make a determination. Now, on information that cannot be verified, how do you run a commission on information that cannot be verified, that is not verifiable, or that is not verified?
Elleck, we'll have to leave it there for this evening. Thank you so much for your time. That is Elleck Nchabeleng from the Joint Standing Committee on Defence, giving us an update on that. It looks as though the former Minister of Defence has got that investigation regarding corruption allegations dropped for now.